Your energy bill went up last month. You assumed it was the weather. It wasn't. There is a device on the side of your house that has been measuring your usage incorrectly, and the company that installed it knows. Internal documents from 3 separate utility providers, leaked between 2019 and 2022, show smart meter error rates running as high as 582% above actual consumption. Not a rounding error, not a glitch. 582%. That number means someone, somewhere, paid 6 times what they actually owed. And they never found out. This video is not for people who trust their bill. This is for people who are ready to feel stupid for 30 seconds and then never get played again. Nobody told you this when they swapped out your old analog meter. The utility company sent a technician to your door. Maybe you were home, maybe you weren't. And in under 4 minutes, they replaced a century-old technology with something that transmits data every 15 seconds. They called it an upgrade. They sent a letter that used words like modernization and efficiency and customer benefit. What the letter did not say is that the new device had a known flaw baked into its hardware design. A flaw that gets worse the longer it runs. A flaw that always errors in the same direction. It never reads low. It only reads high. Think about that for a second. In any legitimate measurement system, errors scatter in both directions. Sometimes high, sometimes low, averaging out over time. That is what random error looks like. But when an error only moves in one direction, consistently, predictably, across millions of devices, that is not a glitch. That is a feature wearing a glitch's costume. Smart meters don't just read electricity. They transmit. Constantly. And the transmitter has a calibration drift problem that gets worse over time, especially in heat. Your meter, sitting in direct sunlight on the south-facing wall of your house, has been running hot since the second summer after installation. Every degree of thermal drift nudges the reading upward. Fractions of a percent, compounding month after month. After 3 years, the average smart meter in a warm climate is overreading by 11 to 19%. Your utility company has the technical bulletin. They chose not to act on it automatically. They wait for you to complain. And most people never complain. Because most people assume the bill is the bill. You have been trained your entire life to treat the utility bill as a fixed truth. It arrives. You pay it. You don't audit it the way you'd audit a restaurant check or a mechanic's invoice. The utility company knows this. They have studied it. There are internal behavioral research reports, some of which have surfaced in regulatory proceedings, that explicitly discuss consumer billing passivity as a stable, exploitable characteristic of the customer base. They know you won't check. They built their projections around the fact that you won't check. And this is where it gets actually insane. Most people never complain because they don't know there's anything to complain about. The bill goes up, they cut back. The bill goes up again, they assume they missed something. Maybe they left a window open. Maybe the kids were streaming too much. The human brain is extraordinarily good at finding explanations for things, and utility companies have quietly learned that a confused customer is a paying customer. The system is designed to make you doubt yourself before you ever doubt the meter. That self-doubt is not accidental. It is the product. The average household overpays between $180 and $340 per year due to smart meter calibration drift alone. That is not a dramatic estimate pulled from an advocacy group. That is a mid-range figure derived from independent testing studies conducted in the UK, the Netherlands, and Australia, countries where regulators actually force the testing to happen. In the United States, no federal mandate exists requiring automatic meter recalibration after installation. None. Your meter could be drifting for a decade, and the utility company has zero legal obligation to fix it unless you force their hand. Most people never force their hand. The system is counting on that. Wait, before the hack, you need to understand why they made this so hard to find. Utility companies are not legally required to test your smart meter unless you formally request it. In writing, by certified mail, to a specific department most customer service reps will never voluntarily name. When you do request it, they are allowed to charge you a testing fee, in some states up to $150, which conveniently discourages everyone who isn't already furious enough to fight. That fee exists for one reason, not to cover the cost of testing. The actual cost of meter testing is under $20 in labor and equipment time. The fee exists as a psychological wall. $150 is enough to make most people say forget it and walk away. That is the entire point. But what the fee structure actually reveals is this. If there were nothing wrong with the meters, the testing would come back clean every time. A utility company with accurate meters would want customers to test them, Instead, they built a $150 wall. You don't build a wall in front of something you're confident about. You build a wall in front of something you're afraid someone will find. Let that land. The $2 reset is this. Buy a single plug-in energy monitor. Costs between $1.79 and $4 on any discount platform. Plug it into a single circuit appliance you can control completely. Run it for exactly 1 hour. Write down what the monitor says. Then pull your meter reading before and after that same hour and compare the two numbers. If your meter reads more than 8% above the monitor, you have evidence. Real, documented, time-stamped evidence. Take a photo of the monitor. Screenshot the meter reading. Write the time and date on a piece of paper and photograph that too. That documentation package is your formal dispute. That is what triggers a mandatory utility investigation at zero cost to you. That is what they built the $150 testing fee to prevent you from knowing you could bypass entirely. File it. Send it certified mail. Keep the receipt. In most states, once a formal dispute with supporting evidence is submitted, the utility is required by Public Utility Commission regulations to respond within 30 days. And when investigation confirms drift, and in a meaningful percentage of cases it does, they are required to issue a corrected billing adjustment, going back 12 to 18 months. Some people who have done this are getting checks in the mail, not credits, checks. People who almost talked themselves out of it because it seemed too small to fight. They did the $2 test. They filed the letter, and months later they had money returned to them that was never supposed to leave their account in the first place. The drift doesn't stop. It doesn't plateau at 19% and hold steady. The thermal degradation curve is not linear. It accelerates. A meter that is overreading by 12% in year 3 may be overreading by 26% in year 6. The longer you wait, the more you've lost. And the refund window doesn't grow with it. Every month you don't act is a month that falls outside the window forever. The smart meter rollout was not funded entirely by the utility companies. It was subsidized. Federally. Your tax dollars paid for the infrastructure that is now overbilling you. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act allocated over $3. $4 billion towards smart grid modernization. You paid for the installation. You are paying the inflated bills. And the company in the middle is recording record infrastructure profits. There is a specific clause in the original grant agreements, a performance accuracy requirement, meant to ensure meters met ongoing measurement standards as a condition of receiving federal funds. Whether that clause has ever been enforced is a question raised in at least 2 congressional subcommittee hearings. Nobody has answered it yet. Sonnet 4.6.